everyone. I am in the modules right now. Today is the 14th of April, and this is a good time to start getting your perspective project going. So you will find your perspective project right here. This is due next week, so this is a good week to start working on it. So click on that. Here you have the description of the perspective project. For this assignment, draw a place in or around your home that holds some personal significance to you. The place you choose must be a real-life place, so not some image that you found on Google, but something that you have actual physical access to. So you are allowed to add fantasy components to this drawing if it makes it more engaging for you, but you're not required to. Your main goal is to make sure that the drawing has depth and that it looks like a space that could be inhabited by real people. This drawing needs to include the inside of a room or the outside of a building. And that's how you're going to demonstrate your knowledge of linear perspective. Without a building or a room, you aren't going to be able to follow the rules of linear perspective. You can choose 1, 2, or 3-point perspective. If you're feeling uncomfortable with this topic, I would say just choose one-point perspective because it's by far the easiest. This is going to be a fully rendered perspective drawing, so that means you're going to fill it out with value. And you can use any materials from your syllabus to complete this drawing, but I recommend that you start off with just a very light pencil and a ruler, and make sure all your lines are accurate before you go in with anything like charcoal or pen. Definitely going to need a straight edge, doesn't necessarily need to be a ruler, but it won't quite read as linear perspective unless there is a straight edge involved. Use the best paper that you have at home. The drawing needs to be at least the size of a piece of computer paper, but just do your best. If you decide to use larger paper, you of course will make a more impressive drawing. Your 3 ideas, some of you have already turned them in. This is where you turn in your 3 ideas. Just click begin assignment and then upload 3 photos of places around your home that you might like to draw from life. And I will comment on them. Now let's go back to the assignment. Here you can see there are some examples for you to follow along with, and I'm going to look at those in a second. Here's the rubric. This project is going to be 50 points, and it's based on your mastery of linear perspective, your rendering with value, your creativity, the interest of your composition, how interesting it is, and the overall presentation, which includes, taking a good quality photo. Okay, so let's take a look at examples from previous works. Okay, here's some examples. Perspective examples. So, this is a piece completed by a student at Butte College. This was a drawing done in the hallway. And this is a 1-point perspective drawing. And you can see how he included shadows. There are a lot of outlines in this piece, something I would encourage you to stay away from. This piece is of the same hallway, but this is a 2-point perspective view of that hallway. There's just some great texture in there. But it isn't completely filled out with value. It looks a little unfinished. Okay, this is a 1-point perspective. The vanishing point is about here. You can see there's a bunch of really great textures going on in the trees and in the cement. But look out for crumpled paper. That can be distracting. This was done by a student at Butte College. This place was a significant place to her, somewhere that she would go to for vacation, and this is a 2-point perspective drawing. This is 1 point, really well done in terms of rendering value and proportion. This is a Zing Hall at Chico State. Here we have an image. This is another 1-point hallway from Chico State as well. This is somebody's home. Again, this is a 1-point perspective. All of these lines over here are vanishing to a point about there. Here we have the Arts Building in Zing Hall at Chico State yet again. This drawing pretty accurately depicts 2-point perspective, except for the fact that all of these lines are really wobbly, so it's a little distracting. I think a ruler or a T-square might have been really helpful to make these a little bit straighter. Here we have another not fully rendered drawing, but it does show 1-point perspective really well, and this banister is really cool. It's a glass banister. This was done by a student at Butte College. This is actually 3-point perspective. And this is downtown Marysville, looking down a road in 1-point perspective. Okay, so that is the perspective assignment. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing your work.